In this video we're going to ice a cake to look like a little Halloween ghoul or mummy. So I do have videos on how to ice the cake and the board. For this one we're going to give it some eyes. So we're just going to take a bit of white fondant, which I'm just going to roll. And I'm just going to dust my board with corn flour because it's getting a bit sticky. Now for this one I'm going to use two different size eyes so that it looks a bit cartoony. So I've just got two little round biscuit cookie cutters that I've used for that. Okay. So I'm going to stick these onto my cake. I'm just going to use a little bit of water on the back. You can use edible glue if you prefer, but I always find the water works okay for me. So we'll stick one on there, and we'll just stick the other one just next to it, like so. Okay, and now we'll do some centres for the eyes. Now I'm going to do two colours in mine. Well, I'm going to put a purple in and then a black in the centre. So we're just going to roll this nice and thin. And I've got a selection of different round cutters, so use whichever size you think fits best, or you can do different sizes again. So we'll do one big, one small. Again, a bit of water on the back and just pop it into place. So do one a little bit smaller. And if you want it to look a bit more comical looking, you can place the eyes in slightly different places so that it looks a little bit cartoony. So we're going to roll out the black now. And I'm going to cut two small circles for the centres of the eyes. That one's stuck to the board. Right, so just push that in place. So I'll move those round cutters out the way, and what we're going to do now is just put a little bit of shading on with a little bit of the colour palette that I've got now. I have dropped these, so you'll see they are a bit of a mess. They don't look like this when you buy them new. So I'm going to use this dark coloured one, and I'm just using a soft brush. I'm going to brush a bit of shading around the eyes. Now these ones are called Petal Crafts, and you can just get them online. So I'm just going to dust that lightly on there, so you see it's just giving me a little bit of shading. Now you have to make sure that you've not sort of splashed any water on your cake, otherwise you'll find that your powders that you're brushing on will just get stuck where you've splashed any water on there. Okay, so I don't want to go too heavy with the shading, so I'll leave it like that, I think. And what I'm going to do now is just cut lots of white strips, and we're going to put on bandages. So you don't have to be massively accurate with them. They don't all have to be the same size. So start with a bit of white fondant, and we'll roll it lengthways into strips, and it only needs to be quite thin. So I'll just cut that end bit off. You'll probably have a bit more space when you're doing yours, but I don't have a lot of space for rolling out on this particular board. Okay, so it just wants to be long enough that it drapes from one side of the cake to the other, right down to where the board is. Now, if you like it with the jaggedy edges, you can leave it with the jaggedy edges, or if you want it to look a little bit neater, you can just trim it down either side with a knife. And it's up to you the thickness of your little fabric bands. and we're gonna drape them all over our cake, okay? And we'll start, I'll use a bigger brush, so I'll use a bit of a pastry brush this time, which we're just gonna wet, and we're just gonna put water on the back of that. So I'll start here, and we'll just drape it down there, and I'm just gonna cut it off at the bottom where the cake meets the board, and I'll do the same at the other side. And we're gonna keep doing that with lots of strips all over until the only bits that are peeping out are the eyes. If you want to add a bit of shading onto the individual strips, you can do as well, that's fine. So we'll continue to put our little bits of bandage on the cake, trimming them off at the sides. If you want them to go further out, you can do, that's fine. Now some are a little bit torn, but I thought that adds quite nicely to the mummy look. So you want to get them so they overlap each other. And you might even want to add some where they curl over at the ends, or you leave them part way over. Okay, so you just keep going with the strips until you're happy that it's fully covered. So I'm going to leave mine like that. I might just put a little bit more dust in, just a little bit on the edges. Just to give it a bit of shading. And to make it look a little bit aged and scruffier like a mummy would be. Just put a little bit more around this bit. If you want, you can try adding a little bit of other colours in there, so if we make him look a little bit on the green side on this bit, just brushing a little bit of green. And I'll just give him a couple of little whites to put in his eyes. So just roll a couple of really small round bits of white. We'll just pop in the eyes, like so. Just move that one over a bit. Now if you want to add a mouth, you can do, it's entirely up to you. Or you can leave it without. So if you do want one, just using a modelling tool, just pop in a little line. So I'll make mine quite a cute one. So just got a little smile just in there like that. And that's it. Thank you for watching.
If you liked this video and would like to see more, please click on the images of the other videos suggested. Also, please do subscribe to my channel using the button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can also visit my cake website and my Facebook page to see more cakes and ideas.